I have been waiting for a game like this for quite some time, and we don't get enough of them. We need way, way more. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and about a month ago, we took our first look at the demo version of Polylithic, an open-world caveman city builder with all sorts of types of crafting, base building, management, and much more. And this game is now out in early access. A game that I wish we got more of in terms of ancient city builders, even those that go all the way back to the Neolithic and Paleolithic era and many other eras as well. Hence the name Polylithic. We're going back into caveman times, but in a poly-like art style, which is gorgeous, vibrant, and of course we go through all the seasons of spring, summer, autumn, and winter in order to survive, and then eventually evolve with our tribe. We could of course do things along the lines of what we do in games like for example, Medieval Dynasty, where we can have all sorts of different people living and working in our tribe, and then of course people logging and fishing and taking care of chickens can all contribute to the success of the tribe. And you can also do things like move around and migrate or be nomadic people and settle down and eventually do things like farming and work your way through many different eras. And this game just seems very cool. So about a month ago we took our first look and learned a lot about it, and now we're going to finally start a series here on the channel. So welcome back, Raptorians. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, join us now and become a subscriber today. Turn on that notification bell. If you're not yet a member, now would be a fantastic time to hit that join button and see what all those perks have to offer you. And smash like if you'd see a full, or would like to see a full playthrough of this one. It is, of course, early access, so we'll see many more updates to this one. But we'll also be live streaming Polylithic very soon on the channel too. So if you'd like to see more of Polylithic live and a more extended playthrough of the gameplay, well, join us. All right, without further ado, let's start ourselves a new game and let's learn it all over again. Let's survive in Polylithic. And here we are. Welcome to Polylithic. All right, we'll get our character started here as we mosey out of the main tent and start a new day. So every time we start a new game, our characters are randomized, but eventually we'll be taking control of multiple characters in order to manage them in our settlement. And boy, is that a beautiful, bustling, and vibrant world. So we go through all the seasons, spring, summer, autumn, and winter, and the appearance of the world will change, and so will the things that will be available in different biomes in the map and during different times of the year too. So it's incredibly important for us to get started right away. So we're going to go over to our chief and receive our first quest, which will be to make a biface. Mira here will tell us to gather 2 rocks and then create a chopper, which will then allow us to start cutting down trees, and all sorts of different tools will be made from that tool as well. So it is the very first steps in starting our very own civilization. And making it grow stronger. So as you can see here, food is stored on the left side and materials, building materials, are stored on the right. Eventually, when we get more people to move into the camp, we will be able to get everybody to gather food, maintain farms, do logging and other things like that. So those will be great areas for us to put our things in that we've found in our journeys and as we're out exploring, and also to gain things from when we return. So if we need food because we've been out cutting trees, then that's a perfect place to be able to do that. All right, we're going to go around before we complete this goal and just try to gather everything that we can. And more importantly, we're also going to try to get a lay of the land and kind of recall where everything is. We'll be able to put roots and whatnot into our food storage, which is incredibly important. Roots are a great early food source and will be with us pretty much throughout our entire journey today, both for our people at home and also as we go out and explore. So we're kind of looking for pretty much anything we can grab. Logs are important, sticks, stones, fibers, anything and everything that's not bolted down, mostly because bolts haven't been invented yet. Not yet, anyway. Not until the glory of Raptoria comes through and we have all sorts of technology. But, yeah, everything's going to be put to use here very soon, either as firewood or as a crafting material, so important to grab it all. But you don't have to, of course. You can run off into a distance and gather everything over there. But just recall what you pass when you actually go somewhere. So that way you can come back to it later. All right, we're going to head back to base and see if we can craft some items while we're there. Okay, so we gathered our rocks. Looks like there's actually one right here, too. And we're going to make that biface now, otherwise known as a chopper. So if we hit tab, we see all the things on us right now. I don't think our characters have a weight limit at the moment, but we do have an inventory limit and things stacked to a certain number with the hotbar at the top. But if we press C or Charlie, you can see that we can make tools and workstations. We can make items, weapons, projectiles for some of those weapons, and also buildings. So we'll be able to build things like beds and underground storage, decorations, different types of coverage, and also pens for animals, like, for example, chickens. So right now we're going to start with a tool, which will be a chopper, as they instructed, so that way we can cut things into other things. Yeah, the very early basics here of survival, at least for our tribe. All right, let's chat with our tribe leader. Mira is impressed with our achievements so far. All right, now on to the more challenging one. Craft any weapon and hunt your first animal. The reward is a Maustrin recipe. Interesting. Hunt or be hunted. Yes, indeed. So we can drop off some food here for our tribe. There are some berries with us. Berries also very, very plentiful food source if we can find them. We're going to actually steal some here and put those roots into storage. There's actually more in storage for them. So let's go ahead and eat some things here. And we'll try to keep our hunger at bay as we then try to hunt an animal. So we could probably make something here. Projectile javelin or wooden arrows. Not quite what we're looking for. A club will do, though. Go ahead and go with that. And then we'll go back to our tab menu and put that into our first slot there. Food and other things can kind of stay out of there. Maybe one food item would be good there, but everything else can be just put on the side for now. Oh, there's a chicken. All right, let's get some fast food. Let's get some nugs. Oh, so our character has to stop in order to engage, so you almost have to like run past the chicken and then hope that it doesn't turn as you're about to swing. But there are deer and bunnies as well to capture, and I believe we might be able to make traps, although of course that ain't going to do anything against a deer. These are rather hard to hunt, so this is a quest that I kind of complete a little bit later. So as we're quote-unquote hunting, we're going to be gathering other stuff too, and I'm just, when I don't try to kill the chicken, that's when I'll kill the chicken, you see what I mean? At least for many of you, you'll probably get it first try, no problem. For me, I just have bad luck with chicken. I love chicken, and it knows I'm trouble, so it's got to run. We're related in a way, hence the channel name. Okay, let's continue to look for rocks and sticks and stones and roots, anything that we can use for our next few quests. One of the end game quests, spoiler alert, for the early section of the game is to eventually prepare a lot of stuff for like a hunting party in order to survive through the winter. And so they want you, yes you, to be the one to basically make everything for an entire group of people. There we go, first try. To go out and to hunt. So there we go, carving. So that's what our chopper was for. So that was for carving up the chicken there. And now we can head on back to base. Cool, I'm impressed with me. I hope you're impressed too. Thank you, myself. You're welcome, dude. You're my best friend. Thank you, myself. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and continue to gather roots, sticks, stones, and As you can imagine, as we go further and further away from the base, things will get more interesting. We'll find more items further away. And I also believe there might be more things found during different seasons. So roots are something you pretty much find year-round, but things like mushrooms and berries may be gone by winter. But animals, of course, will be alive year-round, and so that's a great opportunity for you to hunt them, too, any time of the year. And then eventually we can dry that stuff, the meat, and then be able to store that through the winter. All right, we can throw meat in here. We don't necessarily have to cook things. We can just leave it in there, and it'll count. And then we can assign somebody to cook later if we want to. But wow, we're starting to get more items at the base. Let's grab all this stuff. It's going to be very important. All right, let's turn in our next quest, which was hunting. Fantastic. And let's go on to growing the tribe. Talk to the elder and assign the task to a tribe member. Then there were 3. Yeah, so us, our tribe member, and our first, I guess, settler. Let's see if we can actually open that up then. Don't want to craft anything for them. We're just going to add a tribe member. Okay, so with 50 food, a house, and some happiness, they'll join us. So they refuse to join until we've got a certain number of food for their happiness. So let's go ahead and get those numbers up a little bit. We'll throw all the food in there for now, and that'll keep the tribe happy. How about now? There we go. Cool. So now they'll be more than happy to join. So they teleport in, and then we can assign them a task. So we should be able to either interact with them, or there's another menu to do that. So we can have them follow us. We can have them, we can give them inventory items, so we could basically put a bunch of weapons on them or something like that, and they can carry those around if we want them to hunt or whatever. So, but in this case, I think what we're going to do, we're just going to ask them to, let's see, add a task of gathering food and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and see if we can get them to do that. You have no tasks unlocked in this category. We may need to give them a few more things to do that. They're going everywhere. I would like them to also, oh, there's clay here, gather pretty much anything that they can. We'll have them assist us. That is kind of a task, but they want us to keep them at the base. We'll just kind of have them follow us around. They can also work as a mule for us, so if at any point we get over-encumbered or if we're full of something, we can give it to them, or we can also have them hold extra ammunition for something like the javelin or a bow and arrow. And it looks like our character's a little hungry again. We'll have to find a nice berry bush while we're out, but of course roots are always perfect for that when you're a little hungry. No need to grab a Snickers, you just grab some roots. Let's see if they'll be smart enough to gather stuff with us. Oh, yes, indeed they are. They just gathered a bunch of nuts and berries off that tree. Excellent. So we'll go out together for a little while. And AI actually intelligent, doing something. Look at that. All right, I'm impressed. Good job. Here's some nuts here. Now, they want us, of course, to assign a different task, something like doing it on their own around the base, like gathering all the sticks around the actual camp. But I think they're more useful here, because now we're hunting and gathering, mostly gathering now, for all of our different needs, which will be diverse. We'll need to gather pretty much everything we see. I cannot stress this enough, people. When you play this game, it is incredibly important, especially to gather stock and other things like that. If you don't think you need it, you more than likely will. And if you don't think you will, you can always leave it at the base. Dump it off into the storage. And chances are maybe you won't need it till a little later. Okay, we've eaten some extra stuff there. Gathered a little bit extra food. You can hear a deer nearby. It sounds to be maybe, well, just some sort of deer. I'm not sure. Now, where's our friend? Where did they go off to? We gather a few more sticks. We will eventually need to start cutting down trees, so it might be a good idea to start doing that if we can. We will eventually make a, I think we can do it here, but we will make an axe. Oh, there's our friend. Now let's go for tools. We can make a stone axe. It will be important to make a few of those. We will need strings in order to make that. Let's go to our crafting menu. I think it's under items. String, yeah, so that's why all those stocks are important. Now, unfortunately, I don't see a way to make more than one item at a time here. It would be nice to be able to click on an item and have multiple of the same made. It does look like they want you to stay in this menu, so it might be a way to try to prevent that from happening where you accidentally make too much. But we'll see. All right, we do need flint now. Does appear to be flint down there in that lake. I don't think I can actually grab that. Seems to be just out of reach for now. Ah, a little fail-safe. If we run out of stamina, we'll just be transported to the side. Very easy to kind of run out of stamina when you're trying to just basically reach under the surface of the water. That's okay, though. It doesn't really hurt us too much, if at all. It just teleports you back to the edge, which is a good thing because, of course, with this being early access, they're more than likely working on some of those other mechanics, including swimming below water. Perhaps there's more things like boats coming and things we can do in the water, like maybe making fish traps, which would be rather cool, actually. All right, a few more things to gather. Hopefully our friend will come with us. All right, now at this point in our other video, I think I would have still been hunting at this point, so we got rather lucky with the chicken. But of course, with all tasks, the most important thing to do is to multitask and know that it takes a multitude of things in order to survive, so you may as well be doing all those things at the same time. That's totally fine to be able to get a little distracted, you know, be like a squirrel. All right. Go ahead and add more to food storage. Great, we've got over, geez, a ton of food here. I'm going to keep some of those nuts for myself. Crazy. I am the nut. All right, let's go ahead and stop assisting. Let's check your inventory there, pal. Wow, lots of good stuff. Good job. I'll take all that from you. Now let's go ahead and have you do something else. So let's have you go task. And let's see if we can have you gather. Ah, now we can do it. Let's go ahead and have you gather stalks. And sticks. Or rocks. Let's go ahead and have you also... Now that's pretty much all they can do. Roots as well. That'll keep them busy for a little bit of time. Now we can report back to the Elder, making more use of their time. Job done. Next quest, please. Go find the the monument the shaman is talking about. All right, that's on a distant hill somewhere. We'll probably go in the morning for that. While it's nighttime, we can make use of that time to just grab everything nearby that we didn't. I do believe that twigs and other things will respawn, which seems realistic. Trees would often just drop sticks and branches and would die and tip over naturally over time. So it's likely that you're able to find twigs and perhaps mushrooms and other things that weren't there before. So completely viable to stay near the base and to have somebody just stay at the base to gather anything pretty much right outside your door. We'll need to craft a torch as well. Perhaps that would be a good piece of equipment to have. Go back to tools and make ourselves a torch. And we'll put that in our good old inventory. We'll plop that there. It doesn't last too long, as you'd imagine. But go ahead and put some of these things in storage that we can pull later. So clay, the roots, ochre we got. Nice. Some of these things we'll need for crafting, so keep those for now. As for food, I think we'll just hold on to the nuts that we have, so let's drop the roots in there. 164, fantastic. I believe we can also instruct our people to make food, too, so we don't necessarily just have to have raw food all the time. We can assign somebody to do that, and that's kind of nice. As for the torch, I'm not actually sure how to get that thing working. But we can craft an axe, which would certainly help us to get a lot more logs. So let's go ahead and do that now. We are missing flint in order to do that. There's a stone mallet, chopper, and a torch. And there's a, whoa, giant lake right there. Boy, I almost like walked right into that. That's crazy. Let's actually see if we can sleep. That's something I have not explored before, to see if we can actually do. Craft using a campfire, aka cooking. We can save our game here at our starting camp, at our starting bed or pelt or bedroll or whatever. And it does not look like we can sleep. Not entirely sure how to actually light this torch. It says left click to use, but that does just swing it around. So there must be something more we can do. Perhaps T. This is kind of cool, actually. T for technology. Oh, good. This gives us a whole breakdown of everything then. So we have our tasks that we can assign our people, and we can see our people as well and things that they're doing currently or have done in the past. We have our map as well, which looks pretty good. I feel like the mini-map is a little lacking, but this is a good map that seems well drawn and clear. Our current quests and completed quests, codex on pretty much everything in the game that we've discovered so far. And then, of course, the way to load a previous save if you happen to die to death. Which happens, you know, there's no shame in that. It happens in every game. Wow, look at all the cool, shiny stuff around. Got roots everywhere. I would like to see, actually, on the map where we need to go. That may be it right there where that sun is. Let's go this way. I feel like we're facing the right way. A little more to the right is the monument that the shaman's talking about. I think they're going to want us to build a monument to attract more people. Don't fall into that river. There we go. Now, I believe the map is the same every time. From what I can recall from my experience in the demo, this map seems to be the same. At least it could be the initial area that's the same every time. Or it could be the same because it's early access. But I do believe some of the trees and other things around are a little more scattered. But it's a good idea to keep it uniform for new players so that way they can kind of learn the area and make how to do things the confusing part and not necessarily where to find them. At least I wouldn't mind to have some sort of a generation kind of where you can control things, where you can make, you know, number of rivers, number of lakes, sliders, where you can make things more or less mountainous. Desert, cold, other things like that would be very interesting to see. All right, I think we're approaching. Oh, look at that, fireflies. Where we need to go to here. Oh dear. All right, so we're out in the open now. It should be to our left. Going to vast wilderness. Is this the monument rock? No. Perhaps out this way. There she be. Cool. Alright, so now we should be able to return to the shaman. One of the interesting things about this game, too, is that in addition to hunting rabbits and deer and also maybe chickens, is that we can also hunt mammoth. We can start a giant hunting party and go out hunting for mammoth, which is pretty cool. Okay, let's go this way. Yeah, the mini-map does a good job of telling us immediately what's around us, but I wish it were a little bigger and a little more zoomed out. I feel like it's hard to see the edge of rivers and lakes that way, that there's a risk I could fall in. And when you're sprinting and then fall into a lake or river, you're going to die very quickly because of the lack of stamina. Not really die, but you just respawn at the edge, and that might not be the direction you were trying to go. And it can be a little inconvenient, but nice that it's not just a punishing death for no reason. Especially when you're learning. Alright, let's chat with our shaman again.
Hey, sucker.
Alright, task finished. Alright. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be a timed task, but it was before. And this should be one that we can prepare ahead of time. Okay, it is a warning of a timed quest. So there is a way to work around this. You just make these things before you accept the quest, which is a little bit more fair. Some of these things are RNG as to whether or not you're going to find them, some of the things for them. So We just need to gather the materials for it. So let's go ahead and get as many logs into storage as we can. Twigs, too. And stones and whatnot. So those are going to be the things we're on the lookout for. So first and foremost, I would like to make that stone axe, but we need to find flint for that. So this is why gathering everything is incredibly important first. And I believe it's a little bit cheese, but also since it's your first time, I think players might want to do this first, where you take a little extra time to learn what's around you. There's quite a bit going on for the beginning here, and quite easily you could walk over the edge or get lost or not see where you're going. Have a little snack here. Good to gather more twigs, more rocks are good. You need to find flint, which I believe is closer to the water here. And we're going to try not to run just in case we fall in. Oh, we could actually do some fishing. Did I just grab a fish raw? Sounded like I did. Strange. Really not a lot of territory down here to swim. Oh boy. Wow, swimming really takes a lot of our stamina very quickly. Wow, so much so that I wasn't even able to get up to the edge. I feel like that should be balanced a little bit. The amount of energy that sprinting burns is just immediately takes all your stamina. It's very quick. But daytime, we can all see again. Good. All right, let's keep grabbing any rocks that we can. And we want more stalks, actually. Great music. Only thing is now I want more of it. Great, more stalks, good. All right. Now what's interesting is that I believe the game is looking for us to actually craft those things in our inventory before we actually, well, after we accept the quest. So having them in our inventory and just putting them into a box is not enough. They want us to get the quest and then physically make those items. And I think it relies on us to make those. So if we were to create a workshop or something for the tribe to make them themselves, it would not work out great. At least I don't think. I would rather have them gather supplies than to do it myself, or to, well, to assist is good. Well, there's all of our technology now. Animal husbandry, carving, animal processing, so a lot more things that we can do there. Check out our people. Our friend is still gathering things, still assigned to, I guess. Now let's see what we can make from these. So items, can we make? We can make flint from what we've got. Oh, but it's 2 rocks for 1 flint. Okay, so I think we need to make 5. And a little hard to keep track of this stuff because, you know, you have to make them one at a time. If you had to make like 11 or something like that, you might lose track of that. Okay, so we just made a few of those. We don't want to start that quest just yet. We also want to make a bunch of string. Oh, is it raining again? And as you can see, the recipe for string is quite harsh at 3. 3 stock per string. Pretty crazy. All right, let's grab some more. Good. I feel like we've been here before and we're just regathering stuff that has spawned again, but I'm really not going to complain about that. There's so much to do, it feels like. But yeah, my recommendation so far, a customized character maker, which might be something coming along soon, since there are different characters you can spawn in as simply. Number 2 would be to decrease the amount of stamina burned through when swimming, and then give us stuff to find in the water or on more stuff on the shoreline would be very cool. And then also to have the timers cooled down a little bit on the some of these quests, to where you've got to cheese it a little bit in order to win, because sometimes you're just not going to find stuff that you need where you want to find it. You go into a forest to find a bunch of twigs and there's no twigs, that kind of thing. You'd think it would work, but you are wrong. Did we catch you thinking? Here at We Say So, we know so. What show is that from? That's a deep reference. I wonder if anybody in the comment section is going to get that one. Not the mama. We'll see. Alright, well, we got some more stocks. I want to head back and accept that quest from the Elder now. We have to go south. This north? It looks south. There we go. Ah, more materials for us. Good. So I'm sure this game will have the standard threats of bears and dehydration, starvation. You know, standard stuff for a survival game. Great amount of food. And of course the occasional mammoth, which would be really cool to be able to have an AI hunt go along with you in order to, you know, once you're hunting for the animal, you take everyone together and try to give everyone spears and the training to take down a giant mammoth, which would be amazing. Alright, we're back. Let's go. Gathered a ton of... Ooh, boy, we got 2 stacks of that, up to 250. Okay, cool. Food storage is approaching full. Hello, Elder. I will accept your quest now. We'll see if we can do it. So even if I cheese, we've got 15 minutes, so let's see if we can do it. I also wish if they were going to give us a timer that they would tell us how long it would be. Before we accept. Okay, we need more string. We've made 3 axes. We got to make 2 more. I think I need to make 4 strings, so that's 3 stock each. And we need to go for tools and 2 more stone axes. And interestingly enough, we're going to use these axes to cut down 25 logs, but I think we might need even more than that. Let's go ahead and start cutting down trees. We need to make a bunch of clubs, so once we cut down all these logs, that's what we can start doing with them, is turning them into clubs. It's a dead tree, but I feel like we should be able to cut that down. I guess we can. Now, I think we also need to make javelins out of these logs, too, and that's something I see developers doing a lot for some reason, is taking things like spears and javelins and having them made with 2 logs rather than sticks or something like that. I feel like there could be great if more games had alternative crafting recipes where there were many ways to make string or many ways to make sticks. You know, either gathering them off the ground or breaking them off of a tree, or maybe crafting them out of a log, or even being able to use like a kind of like a chopping block in order to take like a branch or something and turn it into something smaller. We got a long way to go with these logs, man. We're only 7 in. cut before we gather. Now the nice thing here though is that we don't necessarily have to cut them, we just have to gather them. So there is a chance, whereas you're running around, you will find some logs. And I don't know, 2 or 3 while you're out there could definitely make all the difference. And we're approaching the halfway point for the 25 that we need for logs. I'm just grabbing everything. I don't know what could be clipping through the floor or what it could be. Not even taking the time to read. Again, we need everything, so it's a good idea to just gather. Having too much food and having it go bad is better than having everyone die because we didn't have enough. And roots seem like something that'll last for quite some time. Okay, we're at 18 logs. Very nice. And we also need to gather 50 units of food while we're out here. We already did a lot of those things. But I think we could also cheese that by, if you have these in storage ahead of time, you just need to take it out of the inventory. So there's a lot of opportunity for cheese. So we've already discovered cheese before animal husbandry. That's amazing. So what we can do here to get that one out of the way is just go back to the base, take food out of storage, and then put it right into our inventory. That counts as gathering. Alright, we have one more log to get. Axe durability was nice. That was enough to gather at least 25. Alright, we need to get craft a bunch of clubs. Let's go back to the base. We should be able to cheese. Ooh, they're smarter than that, unless I can drop them on the ground. They may have changed that from the last time we played. Let's try this. Now, perfect. You just throw it on the ground and they're none the wiser. Alright, let's craft a bunch of javelins. Oh, we need string in order to do that. Interesting. Okay. Now let's go to items, I think it is. Yeah, and then let's craft a bunch of strings. And we're short on that. Okay, let's see if we've got any in storage. We do have some stock in storage. We're able to make one more. We need 10 javelins, so let's do the math on that quick. So the javelin require. Oh my god! So we need 20 string, which is it's 3. Oh my god! Yeah, we need 3 stocks per string. That's too many. Now I think we have our assistant out there gathering stocks too, but they won't go too far. We could have them come with us, but I think it's just going to be faster if we go out there and just get what we need right away. So we're looking for stocks primarily. But, well, yeah. Well, I don't know. We could... What if we throw it on the ground? What if we make one and just throw it on the ground? It's really like... At this point, it feels like more like man has evolved by developing tax evasion early on. Or righting the wrongs, as we should actually call it. But anyway, let's go ahead and... make a javelin and see if we can throw it on the ground. Still missing ingredients. There we have 2. Let's make a javelin now. We've crafted 2 of those now. Let's see if it's... Okay, so it will detect that. Alright. So what about clubs? How much is it to make a club? So just 1 log. So the whole rest of this video is going to be whether or not we can get lucky enough to find stocks. And I think we should bring our assistant with us in order to come along and find what we can find. Alright, so it looks like stuff is regrowing pretty quickly. and they're assisting in gathering. Good. I got to give the AI a little bit more credit. That's nice that when we're doing something, they'll actually, you know, not stand around and do something unrelated. They'll actually go do what you're doing, like gathering, I don't know, a bunch of sticks off the ground or something. They kind of imitate you until the items in the area are gone. All right, I'm sure I've passed 1 billion stock by now, some of which are kind of just hard to see. They look like ordinary bushes to me. Here's some here. But we need so many of these, it's crazy. We'll have to go back in like the last 2 minutes and see if we can actually get enough together. I hope our assistant is taking note of what we're getting and going off and running to grab their own, the same style. We may have to give them direct orders, but I feel like there's some nuance there where the AI will be smart enough to find out what you're doing and try to do it too. Those are not stocks, unfortunately. I'm just not seeing where they are. Got to be an area where they're more than likely found. There must be some rules or guidelines for finding certain items. Although I feel like this is something that could grow anywhere, especially in these bushy areas like that stuff. Oh, we can gather more logs. That is a small bush there too. These areas should just be teeming with stalks. Let's see what we can do. I might be able to make 3. Yeah, wow, look at that. Alright, let's try to make some more javelins. Funny how javelin is under projectile and also under weapon. I do like that, how it's found under multiple tabs, because it is. Now, I'm sure I've blown past tons of stocks right now, but I feel like this is something that should just be, whoa, an overwhelming... Oh, cool. Did a roll and broke my fall. This should be something that's just overwhelmingly found everywhere on the map. Not sure how our character is going to get back up there. He kind of goes derpy. Is there a way to jump on that rock? I think this is just going to be something where we forcefully teleport. Let's go ahead and do that. Maybe that's what it's for at the moment, is just to get you to teleport out of the water. It's something you can use to your advantage, really, since it doesn't kill you. Fast travel. Oh, there were stocks under there. Wow. Wouldn't even notice them. Trying to see if there's more. It's hard to tell between the actual trees and the stalks themselves, and it is now snowing. And I think I hear wolves. Or the beginning of that Snoop song. And again, another area that looks like it has stalks, but nah. Now back over by that area where we need to build the monument, and this is pretty much the same thing that's happened to me from the demo as well, where then I didn't know what the mission was and kind of just winged it. Here, I knew what it was and still didn't have enough stuff, although making a video is a little different because we're trying to just show the most amount of stuff in the shortest amount of time. And yeah, that needs to be scaled back a little bit. Or the quest needs to be simplified, because we are trying to make a ton of stuff just for essentially 2 people. Our tribe leader or tribe elder is just kind of hanging around, and just he's the quest giver. Guy, you just gotta, he's a freeloader, having us do all the work. All right, obviously it's getting cold out, so we better head back. Oh, here we are. And again, I know I walk past tons of it, but it's just so hard to see. As I'm looking for it in one area, I'm just walking past it in another. All right, let's see if we can craft some more string. And let's go for... We might be able to get halfway on the quest, but that's about it. So it is nice that they warn you of the quest, but if they're going to do that, it would just be nice to be able to pin it. Now, let's see if our assistant has anything on them. They've been gathering a few things, too. Oh, 8 stock. All right. Well, there's a chance. Let's see. I'm not sure how many we've made so far. Oh, it takes 3. Yeah. We'll see about that. So even me with an assistant gathering, need to make projectile javelins here. It also takes some of our axe durability to do this. So as we're crafting, we also need to have multiple axes on us too, because then we can't make things. So you always will need materials then to... Well, you should always carry a couple backup axes on you for if you craft something in the field. That does require that kind of a bonus or boost, or it needs a little something extra to make the tool. It needs a tool to make a tool. Well, let's flip around. Gorgeous lighting, though. Gorgeous colors. And very beautiful. It's cool to see lighting around like that. That I think is supposed to indicate maybe fireflies and such. But yeah, very pretty. Like our assistant got killed or something. But he's back there. He's fine. Alright, back to the camp. See if anything has respawned. So I'd recommend, if you want to get past this part easily, before you even... Whoa. Oh, wow, we're getting attacked by pigs. I'm like doing this weird duck thing, like I got wounded. Is that a wolf? Or is that a horse? What the hell? It's a wolf. Oh, we're going to run back to the camp. It's too dangerous. A wolf and a boar are attacking us. Be best to take those on with a bow and arrow. Oh no, this is the actual... this is the monument. Oh well. That's right. We shall sacrifice ourselves to the gaming gods. But I think eventually what we need to do here is make a... oh wow, we got killed by we got killed by the damn boars before then. Yeah, the goal here I think is to gather mammoth bones either after a hunt or something like that and bring it here. But yeah, same thing, different video I suppose for me. So this is a prime example of a game that I truly want to succeed, that combines elements of games like Lens Island and Above Snakes, as well as games like Ancient Cities and Dawn of Man. It needs a little bit of tweaking, but I think with some developer feedback, literally they list their Discord and their Twitter down below, that, you know, even before you buy, you could just go there and say, love the game, very interested. There's a few things I think you should change, and I'd be interested now after change or later after a change, that type of thing. A great amount of color here, a great amount of detail, and very fast-paced for a game that really brings winter at you very quickly. So when it comes to ancient city builders, this is certainly one I want to play some more. So join me next time as we do some live streams and learn a little bit more about the game, and I'll be able to cover it every time there's a major update, all the way up to it being a new release, aka 1.0 full release, and into the future. Thanks again for all the positivity and kindness down below in the comment section. Glory to Raptoria down below in the comment section if you watched to the end here, as well as smashing the like, and do click or tap join and become a member or subscribe for free. Thanks again as always for your support, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.